Are the A's the wrong team for Kyler Murray?
In what regard?
They're cheap. They don't spend. They're not on the baseball landscape. Even if they make the playoffs, like they're just sort of a benign franchise. Could they? I wonder if Kyler Murray, if his rights were owned by somebody else, would it be like the Dodgers?
If the Dodgers or the Yankees or a marquee team did. Here's the reason why I don't think it makes a difference. Because the Dodgers and the Yankees have bad minor league places too. Like, you're going to need to go to the minor leagues no matter what if you're Kyler Murray. And you might start in low A, you might start in high A. The A's have him ticketed for Stockton, California right now. The Cal League, I'm glad it's still early on the West Coast. Hopefully there are only a few people listening. The Cal League is just a desolate, awful place. And so to start your career there when you could be playing in front of 80,000 people in NFL stadiums on every Sunday, like that is ultimately what I wonder if it drives Kyler Murray's decision.
Yeah,
is the prospect of being in podunk cities in stadiums playing in front of a couple thousand apathetic fans a night really going to get the competitive juices flowing in him?
I think he's got a taste of stardom. He's played in front of big crowds his entire football career from high school on, and I think it's hard to sort of say to, that spotlight, hey, I'll be back in a couple of years to shine again. I just get the feeling he loves football. He's got leverage here. But if I'm the A's, all I want to know is Kyler, just answer this question. What do you love more, baseball or football? Because if he's not sure, I move on. I can't be. And by the way,
here's the thing though, Dan. Let me throw this out to you. I talked with Drew Henson last week, and it was a really interesting conversation because the way he put it is, if you've grown up your whole life loving two things, like we're as a society into this sporting monogamy, and we see it with our kids. I see it all the time. I have an 11-year-old, and people ask, what sport does he play? I'm like, he plays sports, plural. He plays baseball. He plays basketball. He plays, he runs. He does as much as he can because I'm trying to create a love of sports for him. And Kyler Murray, I think, is allowed to love football and baseball. And the idea that he's being forced to choose here, it sucks for him. It's not an easy enough decision, I think, for them to go to him and say, which do you love more, and for him to be able to answer like that, because there are just so many factors at play here, whether it's money, whether it's fame, whether it's parental pressure. There are all kinds of things. And I in so many ways envy Kyler Murray, but having to make a decision like that, Dan, at 21 years old, when you don't know anything about the world, Drew Henson, almost 20 years later, still has regrets over his choice. And it's not regrets that he signed with the New York Yankees and gave up football altogether, but he wanted to go back to Michigan for his senior year and feels like he really should have done that.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.